Rotate the device back. Looks like we're gonna have an issue. How you guys doing? I apologize for being just a little late. Let's see, that's gonna be okay. My son came over to deliver me some furniture that was a present to from my daughter. Not brand new. They're decorating her husband's office, or remodeling it, or redecorating. I think I said that right. And they had dual desk in there, and they were switching it out for something else, and asked me did I want it, because they knew I can use it for my product line. And it was solid wood, and I said yes. So I'm going to log on so I can see the chat. Again, I apologize for being a few minutes late. It couldn't be helped because my youngest son is a business owner, and he came when he can deliver it, and I didn't want to miss out on that. So I'm almost all ready. All I got to do is click on this video so I can see the remarks. And here I am. Come on, remarks. Okay. Can you all see and hear me okay? I see Robin Smith is in the house, Vanessa Buckner, Mike Raffoni, Brenda Allen, Angela's Busy Bee Garden and Homestead, Yankee Sister Homestead is here, Jean Dudley, Mary Grows with Me, 1964, Miss Kia Parks, Lynette Turner, Cotham Creations, Barb Brownlee, Miss Quinny's Playroom, Little Blessings Urban Love / Miss Debbie, Sunflower Sammy, Karen White, Lavender for Luck, Grandmama Grows, Sifting Some Soil, Lynette Tucker, Miss B. Washington, At Home with Cherie. Look like everybody's speaking to each other. Miss Ellen from Garden Quilt and Art Traditions is in the house. Siobhan Jones, Novella, Patricia Roberts, Bobby Wilson. I think I spoke to you already, but in case I didn't, Auntia's Backyard Garden, The Sweet Spot, Shawana Ruth, Sifting Some Soil 55, My Granny's Garden. And if I repeat your name, guys, I apologize. Growing with Hudson is in the house. Tuck Beat, thank you very much for being here. And I think I'm all caught up. If everybody would please hit that like button, I would certainly appreciate it. Move some of this stuff here. And oh, I forgot to move that cord. One day I lost power to my printer, and I had to run down the cord to find it, and I put it on the top, and I meant to put it down. I'm seeing it on the screen. So you all excuse that. I'm going to lower the phone just a little bit lower, because when you see that basket at the top. And I think everything will be okay. So let me lower that. And I think that's a little bit better. Is that okay, guys? You still see too much junk on my table. All of this stuff over here, but that's okay. It is what it is. Okay. Yes, they said they can see. For some reason, I couldn't turn it to portrait mode this time, and that basket is still at the top, and yeah, like I said, I was rushing because they called at the last minute and say they were delivering that, and that was just free furniture, and it's gonna come in handy. 2 long desks. Somebody is beeping me. Man, I hope I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me see if I can find my other phone. Yeah. One of my loved ones called me and told me that I'm in a portrait mode instead of landscape. And when I tried to reverse it, I couldn't do it. So they said it's coming in clear. So that's the main thing. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off Do Not Disturb. Turn it on. And I'm going to tell you why. If you do that, I got both of my phones are synced together. And if you don't do it, what has happened to me in the past is, even though I have it on Do Not Disturb, people that are in my favorite list, like my grandchildren, my children, my sister, my brothers, those calls will come through, and sometimes it'll bump you off the internet, off of going live. So that's why I was so adamant about finding that other phone. Okay, the first thing I'm going to go over right now before I forget, to give everybody adequate time to email me. This is, and I hope you can see it, this is a seed pod to moonflowers. They're real prickly. As a matter of fact, I left them in my foyer because they came out of my front yard. And they are real prickly. They hurt like porcupine needles. And if you're familiar with moonflowers, some varieties, and I can't give you the technical name for this variety, but it comes back every year, even when we had the polar freeze last February and they froze. But the roots will come back. And they bloom these beautiful bush type, because there is a climbing one, because they're in the family of morning glories. These will bush out. And the flowers will come out at sunset, and they look almost iridescent at night. They're striking at night. And they are drought tolerant. And I live in Texas, so we have a wet period and a drought period. And they can handle extreme temperatures or cold temperatures. And so usually I just let the seeds fall where they may, but I collected, I think, 5 pods that were bursting open. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. How can I show this? Maybe if I put it on this notepad. you can see this little half moon shaped seed. I hope you guys can see that. But what I'm going to do is send the first 20 people that email me, I'm going to send you 4 seeds because they germinate easily. And to make it fair, I'm asking that you leave a comment after this live ends that says, send me seeds, I emailed you. You don't even have to put I emailed you, but I would prefer that you did. And I don't care how many times you've emailed me about something, I will still need your mailing address. I have to make this easier for me because of all the stuff that I do. Okay? So if you will email me, I'll send you 4 seeds in a stamped envelope, and I'll staple them inside of bubble wrap so that the seeds do not become sterile when they go through the machine. So I just put up my email address. Didn't I? I thought I did. I'll do it again. I think I did. I'll email. But don't forget, I'm going to look at your email, and then I'm going to look at the comments below after this video runs, and I will only send them to you if you leave a comment. So why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I have been told that the algorithms are pushed when you leave comments after a video. Okay? All right. Now, once you grow these moonflowers, bush type, the very first year that they bloom and produce seed pods, those seeds are viable the next year. Now, that is not a golden rule or a general rule, because there are a lot of rules to gardening that are not true. Give you an example. For years, a picture went on around the YouTube streets that if you have 3 humps up under your sweet peppers, they were sweeter or not as sweet. And if you have 4 humps, they were sweeter or not as sweet. And scientifically, that is not true. You can get 2 identical peppers. The only thing different, you'll have 4 humps on the bottom of one, and you have 3 on the other one, and they'll taste the same. So that's just an example of rumors that go around in the gardening community that are not true. And I don't send seeds to anyone unless I have germinated them, with the exception that I asked 2 young people, 2 young ladies, actually it was 3, but the other person didn't contact me, to do a trial on my white Texas Star hibiscus, and I sent them to them. And then I got them to germinate in a few days. So I told them they don't have to, start. One was so kind enough to email me. Do I really have to start them now? Because I'm, doing a lot of other projects, and, they won't be ready to go outside until a certain time. I'll tell you who it was. It was At Home with Cherie. And I thanked her, and I said no. Because I made a little short video showing that I got them to germinate. And it was at that point that I sent out seeds. Now, those of you that won the seeds last week, I made a big mistake, and I apologize. I thought they were in my bag. When I take my orders to the post office, I put everything in a big black hefty trash bag, and then they know me at the post office because I've been shipping stuff for years. If you notice, I changed my background. I put one of my books up. Next week, I'll put another one up. That was written, I think, like in 1990. I got two of them here. Let me see. It's been a long time. I published, this was in 1999. Okay? So for years, I would go to the post office and mail packages of boxes of books to the distributors, Library of Congress, school libraries, public libraries, bookstores. So all I'm saying is they have been knowing me at that post office for a very long time. So I don't have to take all of my packages out of whatever, if I put them in my little buggy or if I put them in a big hefty garbage bag. And so what I'm leading to is this. I thought I put the envelopes in there for the white Texas hibiscus seeds, Texas star hibiscus, and I found them today on my piano. So I apologize. I will get them mailed off tomorrow. Those of you that won, you will get your seeds pretty soon. Because I thought they were in that garbage can. I made a mistake. Okay? Now, that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is this. I mentioned it last week. I decided I'm not going to do an Amazon wish list. Now, Amazon affiliate list is just too much for me to keep up with. But I do have a wish list on Amazon. I'm not soliciting gifts from anybody from that wish list. But anytime I mention something that I purchased from Amazon, I will put it on that list. And periodically, I will check it. So you won't order it from the wish list, but you'll get an ID number or a description, and then you can go and order that yourself, okay? For example, you just have this lantern here. This is on the wish list, okay? Now, when it get close to my birthday or a holiday, if you want to send me something on that wish list, fine. But I'm not soliciting every day. I will put those things that I use. Garden Master 242 says, good night. We thank you for being here. Okay, cool. So every video that I do, I will put it on the wish list. Everybody got that? Very good. Now, if you want to purchase something from me that I'm selling, like I have more, what do you call it? Elderberries. You can email me and you get information on that. There is my Cash App. I still have Texas Star hibiscus seeds. I sent over a dozen, but I advertised a dozen, and you would get a tracking number from UPS, and it'll be in a bubble envelope and bubble wrap and all that. And you can order that. Just email me after you have made the Cash App payment. Okay. Those of you that order something over the weekend, your orders won't go out as far as order something. If you ordered something from my website, my natural hair and skincare products, Lady Cheryl's products, that won't go out tomorrow because today was Martin Luther Jr. King's birthday. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and the post office was closed. So all of those will go out then. I do still have my link to the solar lights. The last ones I purchased, so this will be the last time that I put them up. I'm just trying to clear up some correspondence on my desk from 2021. And so we can move forward. At this time, I want to acknowledge my honorary members of the Eat Your Own Club. And they are Miss Ellen Pankey, Viola Graham, Jean Dudley, Deb M., and Joyce Moore. Okay, so all of that is cleared up off of my desk. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about today is the classes that are scheduled. If anybody is interested in doing a live canning so I can observe you on Zoom, that class is Sunday, January the 23rd. And if you are in the Eat Your Own Club, you can attend it free. Okay? If you are in the Make Your Own Club, my Perks Club, you can attend it free. And the next class for Making Your Own Product Perk Club is January the 30th. All classes are on a Sunday at 12 noon. Central Standard Time. We finish before 2 or right around 2. And then I go into my Master Herbalist class on the same day at 3 o'clock. And that's why I haven't been doing the Blessings from the Garden on Sunday anymore. And that's a great segue to the garden that I'm going to feature today. Now, sometimes I'll be sharing with you blessings from my own garden. Sometimes I will be featuring YouTube content creators. And this week, the Lord put on my heart to ask all of you to please go and check out Angela's Busy Bee Garden and Homestead. Angela's Busy Bee Garden and Homestead. And I would like for each one of my moderators to put a link to her channel up. I want it throughout the whole live because I always publish my lives so that you guys can get it. And my moderators have the ability to link up other people. So if somebody would please put up Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. And I'm going to tell you why I'm featuring her this week. This young lady is very courageous. I saw her on part of her story that I didn't know on Lydia's Best Yet's Journey Whoop Whoop show. And she's been following me for a long time, Angela's Busy Bees and Garden and Homestead. But I'm still learning stuff about her. And on that show, she told her story about how she was working at a university college, and I think somebody came from another country, and they asked her about where she lived and how much land she had. And when they found out she had a whole lot of land, they asked her what kind of food you grow, and she said nothing. She said, I'm not growing food. I grow plants, flowers, and blah, 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 blah. And if I'm mistaken in any point, Angela, correct me. And Angela doesn't know. By the way, nobody knows but the Lord who I'm going to feature from week to week. Okay? So Angela was shocked. She was flabbergasted when the lady asked her how much food she was growing. And it was at that point she realized that she had a whole lot of land and she needed to start growing some food. So she's been following me personally on my YouTube channel for a long time, and I've just seen some wonderful growth in her. Not only does this young lady grow food for herself and her family, she preserves food, but this young lady even has a garden that is state approved for her to sell her goods at the farmer's market. She sells a lot of different fruits and vegetables. She makes homemade bread. She sells fresh herbs and dehydrated herbs. I mean, she is a modern Renaissance woman, and I admire her a whole lot. And she has like her balcony garden, her farmer's market garden, her regular garden, and she gardens all through the year. Now, don't remember exactly what zone she lives in, and I know she doesn't grow as much as in the wintertime as she does in the summertime, but she's already starting her seeds. Thank you, Andale, for putting up her link to her channel. Thank you at Home with Cherie for doing the same. Thank you for Tia's Backyard Garden and anybody else. And she's just doing like Bobby Wilson said. Angela is doing an outstanding job. Growing with Hudson said Angela is awesome. And I know we are touching her heart right now because she says, thank you so much. So I don't tell anybody to subscribe to anyone's channel. I say, go check her out. You're going to love the content and you're going to do what you're compelled to do. So if you want to learn something from a Renaissance gardener who is making money off of her homestead, as well as providing a service for the community and helping her family to stay healthy, check out Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Okay? And I'm going to say it again before this live is over. Check out Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. This young lady is incredible. I was so impressed when she bought the bottle greenhouse. It's made out of liter bottles. And then she took it and she said, okay, well, for my garden zone, it gets a little too much cold in here. And she put those acrylic type panels in there. And she's building another greenhouse. And she built I had a chicken coop built. I mean, it's just, you're going to learn a whole lot. It takes, I don't want to say this without sounding conceited, but it takes a lot to impress me because I've been gardening for 40 years. So that's kind of like, duh. But I am impressed. And I don't think she has produced one video that I haven't seen. Unless it's been something like I was on vacation and I haven't been sick really for 2 years. So that would be the only reason that I may have missed the video and couldn't catch it back up. But I guarantee you, if you go and visit Angela Busy Bee Garden and Homestead, you are going to be just like me, impressed. You're going to learn something, and don't ever think you know everything about gardening, because you don't. I told my daughter the other day, she said, I don't know if I should talk. I'm going to talk about it. She said, Mama, you look tore up from the floor up. I said, don't worry about it. When she watched my last live, she said, you didn't look too good. I said, I wasn't really feeling good. Well, you always told me to look your best and dress to impress. And if you look good, you'll feel better. And she was right. And she said, but if you feel like you look really bad and you feel really bad, just don't go on. But when I go on and I connect with you all, I start feeling better. And I was not sick. I was exhausted from doing too much. And then she said, well, while we're on this subject, your background needs to change. You need to get all them products off of there. So if she's watching, I hope she approves of my Black Angel collection. I brought a little bit of them out. And you all know I collect elephants and I like African art or African-inspired art. And so I hope this meets with her approval. She's going to say, yeah, it looks okay, but you should have got some of that stuff off your desk. She's going to find something. And guys, she's just like me. These are all the things that I have taught her dad and I, when we were raising our family. So it's amazing how your children who learn something from you as a parent can bring certain things to your attention. I'm going to stop a little bit and I'm going to go look at our loved ones tell us the truth, said Andale. Everybody is speaking. Cherie is laughing so hard. Auntie says constructive criticism. They call me Sunshine, says she loves elephants. Yeah, so she was right. She was right. And today, she probably called me tomorrow from her office and said, you should have checked out your live and turned it to landscape mode before you went live. Because I did it backwards. But hey, you all can hear me and you all can see me. And that's the main thing. Okay, the next thing on my list I want to talk about is this. Some of you are experiencing a lot of snow and a lot of cold weather. It's going to hit us in the North Texas area. And by the way, I want you all to know that it was 76 degrees the other day. And it was 100 degrees in my greenhouse. Currently, it's 53 degrees. It's only going to be 42 degrees tonight. I don't need any heat on. But check this out. Tomorrow is going to be, Tuesday it will be 73 degrees, 55 degrees at night. No heat is necessary in the greenhouse. But Wednesday, it's going to be 62. And by Thursday morning, it's going to be 25. And by Friday morning, it's going to be 22. We got a lot of cold temperatures all the way up until Friday, the 28th of January, and then it will be 58 degrees and 39. Now, what's going to happen is this, and some of you guys are experiencing it already. Your area is going to get even colder than mine, but if you have snow, don't fear, because the snow will actually insulate your leafy brassicas that you're growing in the winter and insulate your roots up to about 10 degrees higher. But the difference in my code and your code is we probably won't get any snow. There's not a snowstorm predicted. So ours will be freezing code. So I'm going to go out and harvest everything in my grow boxes outside of the greenhouse except my cabbage and collards. Because my mustards and my turnips, when we got down to 19 degrees, I saw some deterioration. So I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to leave the cabbage and the collards. I may leave a little kale. Curly kale can take some things. But what I do is, I take my phone with me and my notes and I jot stuff down, and then I come in and I get my journal and I write down. And I've been writing down that my red Russian kale, my, I can't think of the name of the mustards, but they're not curly. They had more insect damage than my collards, curly kale, curly mustard, and red Swiss chard. So next year, I'm not sure. I may not plant some of those varieties that got hit by the bugs to let me see if the cabbage moths are gonna fly on by and go to somebody else's yard, or if they're gonna say, okay, we don't have nothing else to eat. You know how you are when you get hungry. You may not like peanut butter and jelly, or you're tired of it, but that's all you got. You're gonna eat it. So I think I'm gonna do a little experimenting. Okay. Now I've got several emails about I'm moving on. Prepare yourself for the cold weather. You can use frost cloths, you can use burlaps, you can use old sheets. I don't, because my greenhouse is 20 inches, 20 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 7 feet high in the arc point right there. So I have a lot of stuff in my greenhouse, so I don't cover up my beds anymore outside. Let me put it this way. I don't cover them up with 6 mil greenhouse plastic anymore, since I got the larger greenhouse about 6 years ago. But I do put insect netting on the beds in the beginning of the fall. And while the seedlings are real young, tender, and weak, they can't handle an attack. But once they get up, and they're probably about like this size, maybe 7 to 8 inches, then I take the insect netting off, and they should be able to survive if cabbage worms or aphids attack a leaf or two. Okay? So, yeah, you all, if you don't have a greenhouse and if you want to continue to grow your plants during the winter, I recommend that you cover them. And you can put the greenhouse plastic on, not that little cheap shower curtain or the kind that you get painter's plastic from the big box stores. That won't lower the temperature. Now, you can use a shower curtain, say like if you want to prop up a greenhouse, a window or something like that, and you're just, excuse me, trying to get the air off of it, that's fine. But if you're going to cover those beds with a PVC hoop house, if you live, let's say, garden 7 and 8 and you don't have a greenhouse, you can do that. But I recommend that you use a better plastic. Okay. And Angela Busy Bee's Garden said, oh my God, goodness, Lady Cheryl, I am so honored. Thank you very much. You don't have to thank me. We all need to thank you, Angela. And I understand what you're being gracious and polite, but you have a lot of knowledge and you have a lot of information to share with our community. And let me share this all with you all. Some gardeners only show you success. What I admire about Angela is she reminds me of a younger version of myself. She shows you the good and the bad so that you can learn. You all saw me put that insect netting. I can't use tulle because it degrades real fast in the hot sun here. But I showed you all, I made a video and showed you all the cabbage worms I had that got through that netting on the ground. Because I want you to know that if it happens to you, don't get ticked off at me because they can get in there. The netting just deters them. So you get less of an infestation. And getting back to Angela, she'll show you what she tried that worked and what didn't work. We don't go clean up our gardens to shoot a video. 1, I don't have the energy. 2, I don't have the desire. 3, I want to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? All right. Cherie says, Angela also has a beautiful voice. Yes, it's very soothing. I'm saying this. It is very soothing to listen to her while I'm working. I love listening to her videos, and she put in her URL site. Thank you so much, Cherie. We appreciate you. And I think I saw a name. Somebody is speaking to Santisha. Thank you for being here. I know you're a very busy lady. And Chris White said, hey, everyone, not driving due to ice and snow in North Carolina. Thank you. I'm glad that you're safe. Okay. All right. Now, so everybody prepare for the cold. Now, if you don't have a greenhouse, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. You can use the old-fashioned Christmas tree lights to lower the temperature inside of the PVC hoops that you put the plastic on. You can lower it by 5 to 7 degrees, not the LEDs, the little twinkling lights or non-twinkling lights. I'm talking about the big old-fashioned C9 or C7 Christmas tree lights. Now, I talked a lot about this back in the summer because the best time to buy them is in the summer when they go on sale. And eBay puts them on sale all the time. Okay? So if you're trying to buy some now, it's probably a little too... Well, you might find some after clearance. After Christmas clearance, you might find some. Okay. Hey, Janae, I don't think I spoke to you and Queen Nadira. Thank you for being here. Okay, I think I got everybody else caught all up with the chat. Now, let's talk about the perk clubs. Remember, If you're in the Grow Your Own Club, it's $2.99 a month. I send you some seeds every week, and then I let you link your YouTube channel. If you're in the Eat Your Own Club, it's $4.99 a month. You get a chance to get some seeds if you want them. I ask people to email me. I just don't email seeds to everybody on the list. Because there's some people that don't need the seeds, you know? And like at home with Cherie, if she wins seeds and something, she'll give them to somebody else. Because she's the seed queen / fairy, has a lot of seeds. But getting back to the Perks Club, you can go to one food preservation class a month. Sorry, the month of January I needed to rest with the holiday and starting school for herbalist certification. I only put one class up. And I've already given out the seeds for this month. But if you're in that group, this is what you get, and you get to shout out your channel also and eat your own. And no, Grow Your Own, $2.99 a month. Eat Your Own, $4.99 a month. Every week you can shout out your channel. And the last tier is $9.99. And this is the group that learns how to make all the products that I make. And I say this every week. I don't give you my specific formula. And I don't sit there and just talk. I actually demonstrate how you make natural soy wax candles with essential oils, or how you make lotions, or how you make butters, etc., etc., etc. Now, the next class for that group for $9.99 a month is January 30th. And this is the first and only class I will do that will only be question and answers. And that is because usually I do like an hour lecture and demonstration, live demonstration, and then that takes about, hour and 15 minutes, and then we do question and answer, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people missed the last 3 classes because it was during the holidays. So I thought I would catch them up this way by doing question and answer, and we'll start off fresh in February, moving on to another topic. Okay? Again, the classes are on Sunday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, if you're interested in the classes. And one will be on pressure canning, the 23rd of January. The question and answer class for making natural products will be on the 30th. Email me and ask me for the code. I don't send them out unless you ask for them. Okay? All right. Negative 20 degrees where Cherie is. Wow. That's cold. That is cold. Whew. Kind of remind me of back home, but we didn't get that cold unless there was a blizzard. Okay, Miss B watched it. I see you got a question, but put them in all caps. Lady Cheryl, do you mean lower the temperature in cold weather, or do you mean raise the temperature in cold weather? Oh, yes, Miss B watched it. Thank you for correcting me. Sometimes I get a senior moment, and I will say the opposite of what I meant. Thank you for catching that. And I listened to this live chat every week while I am doing orders, or am I staying up late to do specials or what have you. I listen to the podcast, the live chat, and I catch myself and I said, why didn't somebody correct me when I misspoke? But I think a lot of you don't correct me because you all know what I meant. You know? So, right now, I am going to my PayPal account because I just realized I didn't put the special on. Okay, come on now. Okay, let's go to home. And what I'm going to do, since I didn't put the special on, is PayPal buttons. I'm going to keep it the same special that I had on last week. That'll be easy for me to just make a few little clicks. And you guys know what that is. That is the honey. Hibiscus, ginger, and turmeric. So I'm just going to go, if you bear with me, I'm going to update it. One night only special. View the code. And I'm going to put it back up on the website. And it's a trio. Now somebody ordered it from the wrong place on the website, so I just sent you an extra honey. I think 2 people did that, as a matter of fact. And so make sure that you order, if you want to order this, make sure that you order it from the special and gift sets page. It'll be right there at the top. I'm getting ready to publish it right now. And just bear with me, please. I apologize. I got thrown off my game because my son came to deliver that furniture. And now I just got to take Brian's little cute little picture out there and change it to the honey special. Ginger, turmeric, and hibiscus. Insert. You all won't believe I took HTML coding and web designing classes in the 90s. And once you learn coding, it changes a little bit, but not a whole lot. Okay, so I have it on there. And now all I gotta do is put the price. But it's in the code. Okay, so let's refresh. And I apologize, bear with me. And let's go to the special page. And I'll add it to my cart. Very good. It's $19.99. Okay. So all I have to do is just put the words in. One night only special. $19.99. You can look at the picture and you can see. And I just need to take that, please be. Okay, I'm all done, guys. I apologize for that. It's been a hectic day. So let's get out of PayPal. So if anybody want to order it or send it to a family member, you can order it and let me know what address you want me to send it to. And that's it. Okay, so I did the special. I did the blessings from the garden. I announced the classes. I announced anybody that wants the moonflowers to email me and leave a comment. Okay? You gotta leave a comment after this video is over to get that. Okay, so I can take the special down and I can take my website down and I can go back to what we were talking about. Okay, so for a second, I'm going to go. Oh, thank you, Auntie. She put the special up. And somebody even asked me last week, what was the special? My crazy self, I forgot all about it. And Barb Brownlee, oh man, she's got it going on. Hibiscus, ginger, and turmeric, $19.99, including shipping and handling. Thank you, Barb Brownlee, because I didn't even say that. That's a really good deal, including shipping and handling. And some of you all that got it, you all know if you look on your label, the shipping was, for some of you, $10. So, I didn't make a whole lot out of that. But I'm introducing new people who had not bought the honey before. And my prayer is that you will like it and then you will continue to order it throughout the year or give it for a Christmas gift. Hey, Tasha Oshie Groves. I see Growing with Hudson speaking to you. Now, did everybody in the perks, or if you're a moderator, did you put up your channels? Did you put up your channels? If you didn't, now is the time to put up your channels, and then I'm going to go over something. Oh, and something else I want to say about Angela's Busy Bees Garden. If I'm not mistaken, she's doing some winter sowing, because it's on my list to talk about winter sowing. I'm not going to get into it, but I want to explain to people why I don't do winter sowing. Thank you, Cherie. She put it up put it up again. And Whitney's Playroom saying she liked the cocoa or the cocoa or chocolate. It's a derivative of chocolate, and the hibiscus. Okay. Now, the lady that invented the winter sowing is Cheryl something another. She had a Facebook group. And she spells her name just like I spell mine, Cheryl. But right now, her last name escapes me. But you can Google it, Winter Sowing Cheryl, and you'll probably come up with it. And put that in YouTube, and you'll find out. And some of our YouTubers in this chat. I know Growing with Hudson is one. I'm just trying to think who I saw. But for those of you that emailed me, and it wasn't a lot, maybe 3, 4 emails asking me why I didn't put a video out of honey. The honey is in 4-ounce jars, just like this. And I put a leak-proof tape around it. Okay? And this is not no cheap honey. This is your top of the line. What was I saying, guys? Oh, about the winter sowing. Well, I have a greenhouse. And then I sow seeds inside. And then I move everything out to the greenhouse in February. Because generally speaking, the chance for us to get a freeze stops at the end of March. There are a couple of years that we have low temperatures, freezing temperatures the first week in March. But you can go to almanac.com. I hope I bookmarked it because I was looking at it today. Last freeze dates. Look up your first and your last freeze dates. And here's another site you can go to. You can go to almanac.com. If I would love for somebody to put it in here. And you can go to davesgarden.com. Dave, Daves, garden.com. And you can put your zip code in and click start. You see it right here. And the same thing with the almanac. And it'll give you the first day that you probably will get a freeze and the last date. And it will always give you your frost-free days, how many you have. And because I don't have that many freeze dates in North Texas, Mesquite, where I live, and because I have a greenhouse, there's no reason for me to do winter sowing. I hope I'm making that clear. I have nothing against it. I've seen people do it. I've seen people be very successful with it. I don't need to do it. Now, there was another young lady that left something in my comments about when to start her seeds. You could go back and look at my playlist, seed starting playlist, because she lives in the same zone that I live in, and you'll see when I start them. But for anybody else that lives in a different zone, I'm sorry, guys, I don't have your schedules memorized. That's just a little bit too much for me to memorize. So I can give you sites that you can go check out. Like I just said, davesgarden.com and thealmanac.com. And there's some other places that you can figure it out as well. Okay? And somebody Tuck B said, Google, what is my grow zone? If that helps, that must be for somebody that don't know their grow zone. Okay. But these two sites where you put your zip code in, it popped up. Mesquite, Texas, blah, 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 blah. You know, everything I knew. See, guys, even though the weather is a little bit different, it's getting a little bit different now, I'm in gardening in the same spot for over 30 years. In fact, Easter, it'll be 31 years. We moved in this house in 1991. Hood said, can someone put in the chat how big the honey jars are? They're 4 ounces. Okay, I got to catch up with the chat. They're in there. Thank you, Tasha Oshie Grows. And I saw somebody else, Lita Valderas, put it in too. And they're normally $9 a jar, including shipping and handling. But you're getting 3 jars for almost the price of 2. Okay? Okay, Grace and Fire says she lives in 6B, and I just started my winter seed sowing with cabbage and kale. I use water jugs to do my winter seed sowing, only doing cold crops right now. And see, because we don't go through all the seasons like a lot of regions, garden zones. So we don't have that big transition, but it's a lot of work if you are not retired or if you don't work at home. For example, I want to say it was 62, but it was 95 degrees in the greenhouse. So I look at my monitor and I had to run out there or raise the door up. And what I did this past week, I cut 2 windows out because the air doesn't come from east to west where the windows are. The wind, it comes north and south. So I cut 2 windows out, and then I take them back up at night and I put a 90% shade cloth panel over it where that opening was. And that's what I was alluding to when I say if you use a shower curtain, that would be the only place that I would put up a shower curtain on to patch up or to keep the air off of a greenhouse, but not to encapsulate warm air over a hoop house that you put over a garden bed. Okay? All right. So now, let's talk about some things that you can grow in most garden zones during the month of January. I gotta go to my notes because I put this in my phone because I was copying and pasting. Oh, I hope I didn't put it in the other phone. But you know what? I think I did. No, here it is. I can pull it up closer. Okay, if you live in zones 7 and 8, you can start your beets undercover, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, celery, eggplant, kale, kohlrabi, lettuce, mustard greens, onions by seeds, parsley, parsnip, peas, radish, rosemary, Swiss chard, and they're also called silver beets. You all know that beets and Swiss chard is in the same family. Spinach, strawberries, tomatoes, and turnips. Now, all of these things that can't handle a freeze, they have to be undercover or in a greenhouse. Okay? Now, most of those things that I named, I've got them started. I'm looking at some of them right now. I have two big, wire racks with a lot of seeds. I'll just off the top of my head, let me just tell you what I've got. I've got Texas Star Hibiscus, white and red. These all started in January. Morning Glories, because I think they look cute climbing up a trellis. And I had some in my prayer garden. Jamaican sorrel, and it's a form of hibiscus. I have peas, stevia, a lot of heirloom zinnias, and a lot of marigolds. I'm growing several types of basil, parsley, dill. I'm only growing what I need. A lot of herbs that I have a whole lot already dehydrated, I'm not growing them because if I have some from 2019, 2021, and 2020, I don't need to grow anymore. And I give a lot of away. I noticed that when I cooked those turnips and I was able to make them taste like potatoes, even though I don't grow turnips this time of year, I sprinkled a lot of turnip seeds because I'm going to make those and can them or freeze them. Cali Homesteading and Pooh Bear said on the back of the seeds, it tells you when to drop the seeds. Yes, it'll tell you when you should germinate seeds. Sometimes it's a little off though, but they will have a color map showing you the various zones. Thank you, Cali Homesteading, for sharing that. Thank you so much. But I just know I can't rely on that because I live in 8A where it's hotter than some other people that live in 8A. So it's saying that I can have cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. I named some of the stuff. No, ma'am, it's not going to work. Because by March, April, it's so hot down here, all of that stuff will bolt. So I only grow that in the fall during the winter because I know what grows well in my backyard. Okay? So I can't go by that seed package. So the information that I give you is just general information. But I want to stress to you, and I haven't finished naming all the stuff that I have. I'll show you all in the video. But I did start my peppers early this year. I started them in the month of December. That was the only thing I started, was the peppers early. And everything else I started. I got all kinds of tomatoes, maybe 4 or 5 types. I usually do about 6. I think I'm doing only 4 because I have tomatoes in the greenhouse. Another thing I want to tell you all is grow what you like. Sometimes when you're a new gardener, you want to try a whole lot of different things and you may end up not liking it. For example, I'm growing bitter melon and stevia, hibiscus, and I can't find my chamomile seal, so I may have to buy some. I'm growing all that for the teas that I make, the healthy teas that I make that help you relax. And then we have one that helps lower your blood sugar, one that lowers your blood pressure, one that makes you sleepy and relaxed. I said that already. And one that's anti-cancer, that eat the free radicals in your body. So I'm at the point in my life now where I grow what I need for my teas and my honey, like the turmeric and ginger, and I'm still gonna have to outsource some of that because I don't have enough room to grow all that. A lot of elderberries. I'm gonna do a elderberry hedge up against my privacy fence. I'm probably gonna grow about 10 more elderberry plants because I think that's what really has helped me with my immune system this year. Well, the last couple years, really. What else I was going to tell you guys? Grow what you like, grow what your family likes, and then experiment on 1 or 2, 3, 4 things if you have enough room. If you have a lot of acreage, then you can experiment with a whole lot. But my goal is to show you how to grow things effectively and not spend a whole lot of money. This year, I'm sharing with you all that I didn't use any of those sales, those 6-packs or 72 sales or 120 some 6 sales. I didn't use any of them. I threw them all away because they were real old. And some of the trays, they were real old. So I used paper plates. I used plastic containers, little tops, little shoe boxes, whatever you have. If you see a lot of videos with all of this expensive stuff, it will intimidate a new gardener thinking that they have to buy a whole lot of stuff, and you really don't, okay? So my goal is this year is to show my gratitude to God, first of all, for giving me the skill and the knowledge to grow. 2, I want to pay tribute to all the people who sent me seeds. And 3, I want to pay tribute to the fact that God allowed me to grow something, let it go to seed, and for me to be able to collect the seeds. So there are only a couple of things that are going to be in my garden that I bought last year. And I'm going to buy one more thing this year. And that is, I found some old bitter melon seeds, and I purchased one package from Baker Creek, and I purchased 1 package, or 2 packages of stevia seeds, and I gave most of them away. Well, I gave more away than I kept. And that's because I need that. And there's one more thing I think I need to buy. Can't remember what it is right now. I was thinking about, chamomile. If I can't find my chamomile seeds, then I'm going to buy some more chamomile. Okay. Chuck Beat said, I mix a solution of Dr. Bronzer, I think he meant Dr. Bonner, peppermint soap, and apply it. I also have 100% neem cold pressed oil, trying to figure out if that works best because these peppers are crying. Queen Nadira says she didn't have any luck with the stevia seeds. I don't either, but I'm not giving up. And she says she's going to try them again in her arrow garden. Somebody told me that they had some to germinate through hydroponics. I thought I had 5 seeds to germinate out of 10, but it's 4. And I have a difficult time with the stevia, but I'm going to try it. They slow to germinate, but I'm going to try. And thank you, Barb, for telling everybody if you want that honey on that special for $19.99 for the 4 jars, you have to order by midnight tonight. Okay? So I stay up every day on Monday night for the orders. And then I take it down if I can remember. Miss Ellen says her stevia germinated in a week ago and she's excited. That's wonderful, Miss Ellen. Mine germinated too, but they're real tiny and they grow very slow. So I only have 4. Look like one might be pushing through. You can kind of like look at your container or your pea pellet, and you can see if it's starting to raise up in the center where I usually put the seeds, the next day, sometimes when I plug the lights back on, I can see that it's germinated. Okay. Okay, Tuck Beak said, I have an indoor apartment garden, and I have been hit by major aphids, whiteflies, spider mites infestation. I think I can give thanks to the new peppers I got from Home Depot. Yeah, they come in from somewhere. I had never had whiteflies up until about 6 years ago. I never, ever had any whiteflies. I was gardening in the same spot for 25 years. And then I ordered something from eBay. I don't remember what it is right now. It might have been an avocado tree that died. Well, it didn't die. I threw them away. And I saw all these little white flies everywhere, and I took it and put it outside like an idiot. I hosed it down. The reason why I say like an idiot, because they flew off, and they flew into my garden when I should have just threw them away. So, neem oil works for me. Pure cold pressed neem oil. I ordered it from Amazon, and I've ordered it from eBay. And it works with me with a little Dawn dish soap. I know Dawn is not organic, but a few drops is not going to kill my garden from being organic. I use Bonner Brothers Vegetable Castile soap with the peppermint for my face. People always ask me, because I'll be 68 in July, what I use on my skin. And what I use on my skin is what I used to sell before I became ill and I had to stop selling products. And it is Vegetable Castile with a little peppermint and a few drops of, well, I don't want to get that whole formula out because I may restart that line again, that facial line. But I still use that. And I didn't have enough to use in the garden because I needed to use it on my skin. Because I haven't had soap on my face since I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. I think I told you guys my mother was an herbalist, and she did not believe in putting soap on your skin because it dries it out and it makes your skin wrinkle before your time. And I've had people to tell me, well, black don't crack. Is that melanin? No. It's a lot of people that I went to, how do I say it? I went to school with that are my complexion, and they have aged more. And I never put my hands on my face because on the head of a pin can house 5,000 germs, bacteria. So you can imagine me touching this desk, doing all that kind of stuff, and then putting my hand on my face. I may do like this or like this, but I don't put my palms that touch bacteria all the time. Keep your hands off your face. And let me give you another tip while I'm talking about skincare. Don't mash bumps and things like that on your face. Use scrubs to exfoliate them, and it'll come out naturally instead of scarring and bruising and damaging your skin. Okay, now I can't help it. That's what I do. Y'all know I taught beauty school for a long time. Okay, so we talked about everything that I want to talk about. It is now time for questions and answers. Chris White said they put rubbing alcohol and Dawn dish soap in a spray bottle, kills the aphids and white flies dead. I don't use any alcohol in my garden. I'm not saying that it won't work. I'm sure it probably does. But it's too hot here most of the time when we get aphids and white flies. It's 100 degrees here when I have that issue. So I spray in the morning, I spray at night, and I use just the little neem oil and the water. But once it gets back above 85 degrees, I just flood everything with water. Now, white flies is a little bit different. I'll sprinkle with diatomaceous earth, but I don't use any oils or any soaps once it gets 85 degrees, because the soap will adhere to the leaves. And even when it rains, that fatty sulfonic acid that's in the soap, it builds up on the leaves and they will fry. Now, that's what happens in my garden zone. So I am strictly against using oils once it gets past 85 degrees. Okay. Always that homesteader says Stevie said, and I want to tell you all something else. A young lady sent me some stevia seeds. I'm not going to call her name out because I don't want everybody to be begging and asking her for some of them seeds. She may not have none left. But she sent me some, and I got them germinating on a little tray, and I'm going to go get it real quick if y'all don't mind. Excuse me. Getting old. Adjusted that just a little bit. And while I'm up, I grab a couple more things that are on my kitchen sink. And I showed you guys these bottles a few weeks ago. And if you look close, I'm going to tilt this. You can see some condensation on this little tray. These are stevia seeds. They're in Jiffy Seed starting mix, and then I have them on top of a heating pad. So I'm trying to get these to germinate. And these are from the ones I told you that the lady was generous. She emailed me and asked me did I think I want some. And I said, oh yes. So she sent me some, and I'm gonna try it. Okay, this is orange oil. You see at the top is orange in color, and you see a little greenish color here, and that's a couple of drops of Dawn dish soap. You can use the Bonners, and always shake it up before, and you can spray this on your ants. This will kill your ants. And I get these jars, they're on my wish list jars. Bottles, sprayers, and what I like about this one is sometimes I do like garlic, onion, cayenne, or red pepper flakes, and I let it ferment, and then you strain it. But if you get one flake with the straw that is open at the bottom, it'll clog up your sprayer. But these, I like it is because it has a cap at the end. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Put it by my hair. It has a cap on the end, and it strains it, and it keeps big clumps of onion or anything that got past it. And you can look on my insect repellent playlist and you can get that. That helps me more than anything, is to deter the insects with the nasty smell of the combination of fermented onions, garlic, and red pepper flakes. And even that, I add a little dish soap. But this is the orange oil that I use. This will last me about 5 years, because the last time I bought it, it lasts me about 5 years, and you can see I still have a whole lot. Let me tell you about this. It's used about right here. If you have something in your home, like your stove, anywhere where you have grease, I use it in my beauty shop, in my garage. You just take a little bit, put it on paper towel, full strength, just a little bit, and it will dissolve that grease away. So I not only use this in my garden for control on ants, that's what I find it works best for. I use this in my house as well. The other thing I want to tell you is somebody emailed me and told me, what did the serenade look like? And I told you can find it at hydroponic stores, aquaponic stores, but it's no longer on eBay or I didn't check eBay. I checked Amazon. But when I was told it was going to be discontinued, I ordered 2 bottles. And it's OMRI listed, meaning that it is classified as an organic spray for fungus, black spots, wet mildew, white mildew, or white dry powdery mildew. Nothing, and I mean nothing. And I always get somebody to email me and tell me to try to use milk and water, baking soda and water, peroxide, baking soda and milk with water. And I have something in my backyard that the spores go dormant in the soil and will show up certain times of the year when the humidity is real high. And this is the only thing that I have used, and I've tried a lot to get rid of it. And I hope that they bring this back, or somebody will manufacture something similar. But this is a concentrate, so you only need about a capful. This little capful here, in a 32-ounce spray bottle, or 24-ounce, depending on how much control you need. And it controls powdery mildew, rust, and gray mold. I absolutely love this. And then the young man mentioned the neem oil. I just grabbed this since I was going into the kitchen. And this is OMRI listed, meaning it is organic. This is pure cold press neem oil. Now, please be careful. Don't buy the little Safeguard neem oil sprays and that has a lot of detergents and other chemicals in it. And then when you look at the ingredients, the neem oil is the last or next to the last thing on the list of ingredients. Your first 4 ingredients on any product is basically what it consists of. And so if that first word is water, you just basically buying water. But this is pure cold pressed neem oil and nothing else. Okay? And it makes a difference if it's distilled or extracted with heat as opposed to it being extracted through a cold press like olive oils, virgin olive oil. You know that you're getting the real McCoy. Okay. Hey, Lisa's Garden, thank you for being here. Now, sunflower Sammy said 9 flowers will love a few seeds. You have to put it on the comments when we say goodnight, and then it's published. You have to put it in the comments there, and I will correlate the emails with those comments. Okay? And by the way, if you're watching this video on the replay, I need to say this, I have to say it every week, that only the people that are my subscribers can comment during a live chat to keep negative people away. Okay, what happened to my... Can you guys see me? Oh, I'm delayed because I walked away and I didn't see myself on the screen. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. I'm really tripping. Okay. So, are there any questions? If you want the moonflowers, and I have to be careful about the way I pick these up because they have like porcupine pricks. I'll send you 4 seeds. And leave a comment after the video is over. And then email me your address and say, I want the moonflowers. Somebody is speaking to Naked Gardener. Hello, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, thanks for the explanation. Where's the email? We put it in here several times. I'll do it again for you. There you go. Until put it in, I put it in. It's Lady Cheryl's Natural Products at gmail.com. If you're interested in the honey, they put a link up to that. It is Lady Cheryl's Products.com. Okay. Hi, Mark Donald. I see somebody speaking to you, and that's Renee. Hey, Renee. I didn't realize you were here. Thank you. Okay, now, you're welcome. Put all your questions in all caps. Thank you, Growing with Hudson. I'm ready. Just pick your brain. If I don't know the answer, I can direct you to an answer. Allsden Homesteader says she saw a white fly in her yard before I left home. Or you out of town? Hi, Lady Sure, I'm out of town. When I get home next month, I will place my stevia seeds in the garden. Okay, no problem. Thank you. And Yankee Sister Homestead says she had one stevia seed to sprout, and she had them on a heating mat. Yeah, me too. So I'm not giving up. Okay, anybody have any questions? Tuck Beak said, is it the strong odor or the taste of the solution of fermented onions? It's the odor. Yeah, they don't like the odor. You spray it all around your plants. It has no oil in it unless you put a couple drops of dish soap when the temperature is below 85 degrees. After 85 degrees, I don't use any dish soap or any oil. And I just go out there and I spray. And they fly away because they don't like the smell of garlic, onion, and red pepper flakes. No, they do not kill them. It just deters them. If you have a question, please put everything in all caps. I see Tuck put his question in twice. Tuck Beat. Next time, Tuck Beat, I'll see it right away if you put it in all caps. And that's Yankee Sister says she has some stevias to sprout. Okay, cool. Hey, Best Yet, how you doing? And they call me Sunshine. She said hers germinated, but they still very small. Yeah, they grow really small. I know At Home with Cherie started hers quite a while ago because she's in zone 4. So just hang in there and keep them under the light. They will grow. Okay. Did you say to knit the seeds on the Texas White Hibiscus or not? Did you say to nick? No, I didn't nick them at all. No, we had more cold days. They went through the stratification process. You don't need to nick them. Mine germinated in a couple of days. And like I was saying earlier at the beginning of my chat, that I wasn't sure if the white hibiscus was going to germinate. Sometimes when the first set of seeds that they produce, they're not viable, but they are, and I will send those out. I told you I found the letters on the piano, and I thought I had mailed them in the garbage bag. Okay. Serious question, if you don't mind, how do you ferment the onion and the garlic? I have a video on that in my insect repellent or playlist. But I'll just tell you what I did. I think I took a 5-gallon bucket. Well, of course, without any hose. Filled it up with rainwater. Put the onion scapes and garlic in there and put a top on it. Put a brick on a little paver and let it ferment out in the hot sun. When it's 100 degrees down here, it ferments very well. Then I took the crushed pepper flakes. I may have boiled it because I do it a couple different ways depending on what time of year. And I remember boiling the red pepper flakes. I remember it making me cough. I might have boiled the onions and the garlic. You have to go back and look at that video. I have several videos. You can do it the cold way when it's real hot outside and it'll be real hot in that container, or you can boil it on the stove. But whatever you do, you got to strain it so that it doesn't clog up your sprayer. And then you can go ahead and dilute it. But I like to keep mine full strength. I also have pure essential oil garlic for the wintertime when I don't have enough time to ferment something outside. I'll go ahead on and just chop up some onions and some pepper flakes and boil it and put my oil from the essential oil of the garlic or natural oil of the garlic. Okay, so that's Lisa's garden. She planted 4 Texas Star hibiscus seeds, 3 germinated. She did them the same way I did in my little video. Yeah, I think I did like a 15-second video on the white ones and the red ones. And I mean, they've taken off. If you excuse me for a minute, I can go get you one of each. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you in the video all my seedlings. But I've already potted them up into the 2-cup method. And I'll share that with you. And somebody's going to probably do it now since I mentioned it. Oh, thank you, Coast and Container Gardening. We appreciate you being here. Since the first time that they've been able to come in alive in a long time. All right. Antia is saying good night. Or Antia is saying... Okay, somebody said I was a treasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Not a question, just wanted to say learn a lot from your channel. Oh, thank you, New Art Gardener. Thank you. They just made my heart smile. Okay, Chuck, if you don't mind, oh, I already did that one. Okay, if there aren't any questions, I'm going to let you guys go early tonight. Good night, Andale. Good night, Growing with Hudson. Good night, Quinny's Playroom. Oh, Quinny's Playroom said, did you see my question? Let me go back and find it, Quinny. Tuck, yes, you can cultivate elderberries indoors. I got about 25 more plants under a grow light. Let me go back and try to find Quinny's question. You probably can type it in quick, Quinn. At the bottom, if it wasn't in all caps. I'm looking for all caps is what I'm doing. So if it's not in all... Okay. Did you say Nick? No. Okay. My Renaissance grandmama said good night all. Quinn, please put your question at the bottom so I can see it. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Tuck Me. I appreciate you. Oh, here's Quinny. Can I start all my seeds in the greenhouse? I can't start them in my house. That would depend. How big is your greenhouse? Do you have access to heating it? I would hate for you to say yes and then everything freeze. If you could keep it around 40 degrees, because you need at least 70 degrees for most seeds to germinate. But if you have access to electricity, you can put them out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Doggone it. Can you all hear me? It was something about my phone. Have access to put your seeds in the greenhouse, and you can maintain at least 70 degrees during the day and 40 degrees at night if you have electricity. She says she has a greenhouse with a heater. It's 20 by 10. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. If you have access to heating it, you are fine. Okay. For some reason, my emergency power off button was going off on my phone, so I had to go pick it up. Sorry about that. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Miss Quinny, you're doing fine. You can be fine. I was nervous about the heating costs to my greenhouse warm, so I didn't plant in it. Just trying to winter in it right now. So it's cold, so long calculated it will be insanely expensive. Yeah, because you really cold, Cherie. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody. You know I love you, and God loves you too. Thank you all very much for being here. If you have any other questions that I missed in the chat, just go ahead and drop me an email. Don't drop me an email like I'm Google, though. All right. Take care, everybody. See you next Monday night. If you want to attend the classes, email me for a link. Good night, Osnat Homesteader. Good night, Lynette. Good night, Miss Kia Parks. Good night, Lynn Simmons. Good night, Cotham Creations. Good night, Lavender for Luck. Have a blessed week, everybody. Bye now.